What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of GuerrainDawn. My name is John Guerra. Before we get into the episode today, I just want to tell you real quick. Make sure, guys, you check out Bucked Up. Use code COLDTOPIC for 15% off on all purchases. And there's always discounts, so it's literally almost always free or close to free, like $5, stuff like that. So, go out there, get your little boost, get that creatine, get that protein powder, energy drinks, and just regular drinks in general. Electrolytes. Just make sure you stay healthy, guys. Like always, thank you for listening. Let's get straight into the episode.
And I can't go on like this, just dwelling on it.
Like this,
Used to be, I can fix these halls and patch these walls, but there's no
Let's get straight into the episode, guys.
There's a memory.
What is going on, guys? What is popping, as the people say? Man, oh man. It's going. It's going. We're in full throttle now. When y'all are watching this, I'm going to be in school, learning, getting my learning on. I believe my first class is, I don't know. I haven't checked which classes are actually at which times. I just know that I have certain classes. So I believe my first class is actually presentation. No, it's persuasion. My first class, 12 o'clock. Straight in the middle is going to be persuasion, and then I believe I have public speaking from 2 to 2:50. So yeah, we're gonna get a nice little day going. In the middle of the day, we might go around, talk to the locals, the campus locals, get to know some people, get things going. Get some excitement. We're here, senior year. We're getting going. Senior year of college. The second time around. It was so good senior year of high school. We were like, let's throw it back senior year of college. So that's what's going on now. Anyways, let's get into some news. My news laptop is actually dead. So, I'm gonna have to go straight off the dome. Some things I've seen. And one thing I really wanted to talk about that was straight from the dome that I've heard about is, let's bring it up right here for y'all because I don't want to get this wrong. China is developing a first ever pregnancy robot. Could it replace humans? Now let's talk about that, because I was thinking about that in the shower right now. I just showered before I got out of here. I was thinking, like, a pregnancy robot, is this like going to be like a walking oven, basically? Like, when you think about it, like, are you just like, it's gonna be like is it going to look like a girl? Like, is it going to look like a woman? Is it going to represent that? Or is it just going to be a full on just like oven on wheels, or like just a sitting oven, like a second oven? Just like, imagine like you have two ovens, but one is the pregnancy oven, one's the regular oven, and you're like, oh, let me heat up this pizza, and you open it and you put the pizza in there, like, and you close it, and now the pizza's next to the baby. The baby's starting to eat that cold pizza, or maybe like on accident you're like, oh man, I was messing with the baby. The baby looks good. Let me put the baby back in. You put the baby in the oven. I don't know. That just seems like a weird situation. I'm not sure. How long is it going to take before people start doing this? Because that seems like a pretty far-fetched. That's a change that we've never had before. That's a wild change. A baby, a walk-in oven. Replacing a woman with an oven, basically, is what this is. Or is it going to be like, because sometimes when you're like heating up nuggets, stuff like that, because when you're heating up nuggets, you can heat up like 12 at once. Is this going to be that kind of thing? Like, that's all the babies get in there. Little play date. Could be like that, right? Like 12 babies in that robot at once, and the robot's just overdrive on that bad boy, just shaking it up. Overheating. It feels too full. It has to produce too much. I don't know. I'm real curious. So we'll see about that. Let's see what else. I had them on my phone. So let's see, baby. Minnesota State Fair butter sculpture tradition has dairy princesses building up in the summer. Imagine that. Imagine going like, I've been single my whole life. Let me go butter myself up a wife, baby. What about that? Buttering up a wife. Getting yourself a little wife made out of butter. Maybe a girlfriend. Maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe you're not ready for a wife, and you're like, that's a lot of butter. let me just get the girlfriend for now. But I feel like there's a lot of people getting heartbroken. You're building yourself a girlfriend out of butter. You can't carry her with you. You can't. So you got to enjoy those few moments. Maybe you tell people like, bring some curtains. Let us have some alone time, me and the butter wife. And then afterwards, you got to leave her behind because you're not going to be able to carry her with you. So I imagine a lot of tears, a lot of heartbroken tears, a lot of crying. People being like, "Oh, it's not fair. Turn me to butter. Someone make me into butter." So, shout out to those people that took the sacrifice of making their girlfriend or their wife out of butter during this tradition and having to walk away from them. So yeah, shout out to them. Anyways, let's get right into the business here. So actually today I got my allergy meds, which was pretty good because the past few days I was dying. I really was. I was dying. Because a lot of people don't understand. If I go a little while without my allergy meds, especially since we're getting to the colder times, we're getting a little bit more pollen in the air. Summer is like my chill time when my body's like able to just thrive. But when we get a little outside of that, where we're going now, you can hear it right now. Oh, that actually burned. That second one burned. I start turning into like a broken air freshener. I'm like, like that. That's how I start sounding, especially at night if I'm trying to sleep. Someone might think that the AC broke. And then they get up and they start looking around and they just see me sitting there just, maybe if you get close to me, you can get some cold air. But it's not too good for me, man. Like I tell people, I might be the end of me if you don't give me any meds. We talk about the old times. We're like, me and my friend were talking about it. We're like, yeah, man, like imagine back then being in like the Coliseum and all that, like having to like be a soldier or something. And like, dang, man, I probably would have died so fast. The moment someone just like started kicking dust at me, I would I would have just died right there. They've been like died by dust. If it's a little too windy, I can't. I'm gonna have to tell my colonel or my officer, like, I can't fight, dude. Like I gotta go into a bed somewhere, put like 5 sheets over me, and cover the windows, or else, that alone's gonna kill me. But dang, man, it's like pretty crazy. That's my weakness in life is dust or pollen. Yeah, like imagine if I was like a superhero, and I was like, oh yeah, man, I could do whatever. I have all the strength. I could do anything. But if it gets a little dusty, if I get too close to that tree, I'm dead. I can't breathe anymore. So yeah, that's my downfall in life right there. Just about. But yeah, we got that taken care of, got some meds. So I just had to start taking them, juicing the body up in medication, and we'll be okay. It won't be all bad. We'll be surviving. We'll be a survivor out there, man. Shout out all y'all with allergies and asthma that are survivors. Because y'all are the ones the battles that people don't see. I remember taking that big machine out to finish baseball practice, and I'd come home, and I'd right there with the fish. I had the fish on me, and I was, and then like the machine's just circulating the air to you for like 10 minutes, bringing you back to life for another day. That's how it was, It was fighting for survival every single day. And shout out to y'all that go through that stuff gets me going, man, because people don't know. People don't understand how hard that was. That really made you enjoy those moments. It makes me enjoy now that I don't have to do that as much anymore. I don't have to sit down on that machine. I haven't done that in years. Yeah, but carrying forward, dude, it's hot. It's been so hot outside, like boiling hot, and it's like ridiculous. Like there's a lot of concrete here in the city for y'all that, walkways, the streets. And when I'm walking, I just, I want to like I just want to sit down and just let it take me. Just let myself just go down. I remember when I was working at Chick-fil-A, dude. Oh, imagine if I still worked there. Those videos. Remember the OGs for a while, a few months ago that saw that. I would be outside for hours, just standing there, just on the pavement of all the cars next to me with all their engines and stuff on, and I'd just be there dying, man. Like if I just wanted to just sit down against the wall and just kind of like close my eyes, just let myself be absorbed by the heat. Because man, these past few days have been brutal, brutal, man, brutal. Gosh, it's so bad, and I get so amped up thinking about it, like the heat, how bad that is. I know tomorrow I'm gonna, some and now at school there's gonna be no parking, man. It's gonna be so hard to find parking. I know I'm gonna have to park so far and walk in that heat like a soldier, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna be happy to do it because I wouldn't want it any other way. I wouldn't want it any other way. I wouldn't want to be next to that class, walk in there, sit down, because what am I gaining from that? I gotta take a walk. You gotta take a journey. That's what I say. You gotta take a journey. You gotta love that journey. And I hope you're loving the journey. Everyone's always too fixed on just getting to the destination. They're like, oh, I hate all this. I can't wait till I just, get to have that pizza slice tonight. I can't wait. I can hear myself wheezing right now. That's how bad it is. I hope you can't hear me wheezing the whole time in the mic because that'd be just embarrassing. But yeah, I'm just fired up, man. Fired up. 6 classes. I'm fired up. Coaching's been good. Coaching's been good. Since the last episode, I haven't coached because it was the weekend, but before that, it was going good. So I guess a weekend without coaching and having to deal with all the kids, I guess that's always good. But we are just about a week away from that interview, man, and I'm fired up. The fun thing they actually told me, I don't know if I mentioned this in the episode, was that the interview is going to be recorded. I'm pretty sure I did mention this, but I'll go over it real quick for y'all that may not have watched the last episode. Maybe the interview is being recorded. They're going to record my interview for the media thing that I'm going for at UTSA. And man, I just really hope I get the job. I'm really hoping, I'm praying. I really, really hope I get the job. It will be a really big step for me. A big step of just making things happen because it's a big thing for the resume. It's a big thing for me to just learn and get to know more people because I love talking to people. I love learning from people. I feel like everyone has something for me to learn from, because everyone's doing things that I'm not doing. We're all doing different things. We all go through different days. So that's something I just really get excited for, man. So excited for it. Yesterday, had like a little thing with the family. Went out there. It was my uncle's birthday. And then it was one of my cousin's birthdays, so we got to see everybody, got to be with the family. Honestly, me and my family, I was a really awkward kid growing up. So I feel like I wasn't as connected with everybody. I was connected with a few people, but I feel like it was just really hard for me to just walk into a room with so many people and just like be so open. And I feel like now it's like this past year I've been able to kind of do that to where I can open myself and just kind of like be part of my family because, I love my family. I really do. I don't think I've always been able to tell all of them that. And I know there's some of them that I just don't talk to. But I want them to know that. And I feel like that's an important thing, to just love your family. Because, it's the one you got. It's the one you got. You got to deal with your cards. You got to learn to love your cards. Because the thing about your cards is that they belong to you. They're yours. We always get so fixated on the other person's deck. When you got to realize that deck was given to you for a reason. That's your deck, man. That's your deck. So deal. Learn the deal. Learn to work those cards, baby. Learn to do those magic tricks. Turn that king around. That little trick that they used to do. Yeah, I remember people would do magic tricks. That's one thing actually. I've never been in the street and had someone come up to me and try to show me a magic trick yet. That's on the bucket list for someone to do that to me. For me to just be walking around, show me some magic. I've never seen some magic in real life yet. I haven't seen anyone pull some tricks. I haven't seen someone walk through a wall. I haven't seen someone swallow a sword, man. I'm looking. I'm out there looking. If you show me, I'll give you a good tip. Any y'all watching right now, you come find me. San Antonio, Texas, show me some magic. I'll give you a good tip, You'll be one of the people that mark up my bucket list. So that's something, it's a challenge out there for someone. But yeah, just a lot of excitement in the air, man. A lot of excitement in the air. Another thing I wanted to talk about real quick, because I was thinking about this, and I'll close out the segment with this, was that, how durable are kids, man? How durable are kids? I saw a kid the other day walking and just fall straight into the pavement, just like boom, and then get up, look down, and just like start laughing and walk away. Like, what? I remember when I was a kid, how immortal I was, man. I remember I was on a slide with my cousin once, and we were like in my backyard. We used to have like a little playground, and there was a slide. I was going down, and I literally I fell off the slide, and I just like hit my head, and I was like, they're just laying there, and I just look up. And back then when I fell, like even now I do it sometimes. When I fell down, I'll just look around. Like I said in the last episode, like sometimes you just want to, just embrace the world for a second. You're like, oh, I just fell, and I survived. I fell and I survived. I didn't have to. It didn't have to go that way, but I survived that fall. And you feel good. And you get back up and you can do it again. So that's always a great feeling. That's always an exciting feeling. Gets the blood rushing. Gives you something to look forward to. I remember one time, man, oh man, this was probably one of the biggest ones I took, where I was like, dang, how did nothing happen to me at this time? I was playing basketball. We were at this park is called Buckeye. I don't know if any of y'all know it. I'm sure San Antonio listeners, y'all probably know it. Shoot me a comment. We can talk about it. We can chat about it. Maybe if you still go there, you might get me to pull up one time. Shoot some hoops. Hoops. Let's look at it. Hoops. Yeah, I be playing at UTSA sometimes. Y'all can find me there. Call the number. Check DMs, baby. But sorry, I got locked in for a moment. But yeah, one time we were playing at Buckeye, me and my friends, and I remember I was running for the ball, and literally when I tried to fall on it, my friend was still running next to me to try to grab the ball, and I guess like I tripped or something, and when I was trying to grab the ball, all of a sudden his knee came up and just like his knee just right there, just full knee, the bone of the knee, full right there. I fell back, and then my head like bonked against the cement. Like literally, it was like a go to sleep by CM Punk, basically. Like imagine just taking a knee brace, like he has the knee braces, no knee brace, just full knee from CM Punk falling, bouncing off the cement. Me as a 11-year-old took that, not from CM Punk, but close enough. And I was just on the floor for a second, and my head was pounding, and I was like, dang, man. Like sometimes you think that you should be hurt. You're like trying to think of something like, dang, maybe I have a concussion. But no, like a few minutes later, I was ready to go. I was excited. Yeah, the heat hurt a little bit more. The sun was out and it was like beaming on my head. I was like a vampire. Maybe I did have a little concussion, but man, when you're young, you love it. You love the thrill of it, getting hurt. You're like, bring it on. I want someone to elbow me. But there was one time, and I just said one time where I actually hurt, but there was one time, and I've never had this happen to me again. I was playing basketball and these guys were older than us. They're my friend's cousin, but they're like, dang, they're probably like 5 years older than us. Low-key, like probably like 6 or 7 years older than us now. And even now, I'm 21. These guys are probably like 28, 27, 28. But they were, I think one of them, this guy was in the military, and I was like a freshman in high school. I was either a freshman or a sophomore in high school, and this guy was in the military. And I remember we were playing basketball, man. We were playing basketball, and this was a big dude. I remember he just got the ball, he scored, and he turned at me, and he threw it at me, because I'm on the other team, so I'm going to go step out of bounds and press it in, like sometimes they don't toss it to you, they throw it to you or something, like a little disrespect, like bring it on. Well, he threw it at me, hits me right in the chest, right here, right in the chest, and then the ball falls down. I'm like, okay. So I try to pick up the ball, and all of a sudden, my whole top part of my body shuts down, dude. Like I'm like this about, and then I just start. Like I just remember my body just leaning forward, and there was nothing I can do about it. Like I just remember I couldn't breathe. Like I lost, like everything was just gone, and and then halfway, all of a sudden, I came back. Like I was like, oh, whoa, that must have been loud. I was like, oh, and I just remember my body just like being like, what the heck? What was that? You know, it was like my soul just like left half my body, and then I remembered that I left something in the oven, and it came back. You know, my soul got in the car and started driving away, and then it was all of a sudden like, dang, I forgot the dog's outside, and then came back to the house, and then came back in me, and I'm back. You know, but that was wild. That was such a wild moment, and I haven't experienced that again. So, you know, I'm happy about that. I guess I might have got hit right in the heart or something, man. Like my heart like shut down for a second or two, but that was crazy. That was honestly wild. But anyways, guys, I don't want to keep you on for too long. It's that time, guys. It's that time. I'm at college right now. As you're looking, you know, as the moment you're watching this right now, just think for a second. Man, this guy I'm listening to is in college, his senior year, you know, in persuasion class. Oh no, currently I'll be in public speaking. Think about that. Think about me in public speaking while you're watching this bit. Yeah, but anyways, guys, I hope y'all have a good one. I love you all. You know, I hope y'all are having a great day, a wonderful day, whatever it is. Wonderful day. Wonderful time at your work. Wonderful time at school, you know, wherever you are. I hope you're loving every minute of it. And I hope you're doing it. You know, I hope you're doing whatever it is for the ones that can't. Remember that, guys. Do it for the ones that can't. Y'all have a good one.
Burning memories till there's nothing but ash. I'm starting